Hello, Michelle speaking. Fight back.
At this support organisation in Bury, some are calling the advice line.
Hello. Hi, I've come for the drop-in.
Others turning up in person.
It's Donna Webb.
Donna fears cuts to personal independence payments that help with the cost of disabilities.
I don't really want to go down, the food bank or the food club, really. But there again, I don't know, I might have to do that.
David's wife has dementia, and so they get benefits for those too unwell to work.
She might need live-in care at some stage, and that's just a tremendous drain. So, it's not knowing what's round the corner as well.
Talk of major welfare cuts is causing fear here.
They are worried that they're going to be plunged into so much poverty. A lot of people are barely managing, so they're not even going to be able to barely manage. Some people are they're self-harming as a result of the consistent news that's coming out saying that they're going to make these cuts.
Now ITV News can reveal the details of welfare cuts of more than £6 billion a year. £5 billion will come from making it harder to qualify for those personal independence payments. The same benefit, known as PIP, will be frozen next year, according to sources. Meanwhile, those on universal credit who are actively looking for a job will see their payments rise, but there will be a significant cut for those judged too ill or disabled to work. Around £1 billion from the savings will be spent on employment support schemes. The Work and Pensions Secretary, Liz Kendall, says the system is broken and must be changed to encourage work. But disability charities like Scope say PIP is not linked to work and the cuts will be catastrophic. Carol Vickers, who has multiple disabilities and requires an assistance dog, once told me how she found the process to get the benefit traumatising. Returning to see her in Horsforth near Leeds, she said disabled people need PIP because of the additional costs of disability.
It's extortionate to be disabled in the UK.
She says that PIP allows her to work a full and part-time job, adding that the problem is often employers who refuse to hire disabled people.
I think we are coming at it from the wrong angle. I think that there are millions of disabled people who are either in work or who want to work, and the barrier is not necessarily them. So this government rhetoric that we're sat at home languishing on our sofas, living a life of luxury on benefits, is just not how it is.
The Resolution Foundation agree that PIP reforms would be hugely controversial, but say shaking up other out-of-work benefits could be a good thing.
The amount of money that people can receive can differ by around £400 a month, depending on whether they're deemed able to work or not. And that means that people really fear moving in and out of work. So it's right that the government looks to improve that design, but we think it should do so carefully.
Among those deeply worried are a number of Labour backbenchers.
So exactly how upset will Labour MPs be about this then?
Well, I think there is a mix of opinion. There are plenty of Labour MPs who are loyal to the leadership, who know that it is actually quite popular to cut the welfare bill. They think it is too big. They know there are more demands now when it comes to defence spending. But the reality is you can talk in big numbers all you like. This is going to hit some of the most vulnerable people in the country. It was actually too much, as you mentioned, for the Conservative government to go after personal independence payments. Rishi Sunak considered means testing them, but I saw advice from his officials telling him to step back from the brink, that, that this would take important aids from up to 1 million disabled people, that would be terrible optics. There are a number of Labour MPs who came into politics to support those people. So there are some real worries that I'm hearing from those MPs. Clive Efford, who chairs the Tribune group of soft left MPs, has said if people are worried about the scale of these cuts, they need to be lobbying the leadership now, because when we get the budget, it will be too late. For the government's point of view, they argue that this is all about incentivising people back into work. Yes, they're cutting the money you get if you're out of work and not searching, but they're increasing the money you get if you are searching for work. They argue that this bill is not sustainable, and it is important to make it sustainable, that there is popularity for that. But Charlene, the reality is that there are people who are in a very difficult position, who are going to lose money, and they are very, very nervous about that.